I remember it vividly. I remember landing in Denver, Colorado. Jimmy Garcia, he was the owner of Caribou Ranch. He picked us up in his Blazer. He had a Trailblazer, which we thought was really fucking cool, you know. Wow, look at this truck. This guy's driving a truck, you know. I think me and Dee were in the Blazer, and there was another Blazer, one of his ranch hands had Nigel and his girlfriend in, and Elton went up by limousine of some sort. And we went up the long, windy few miles up to the ranch itself, where the ranch house was, and surrounding bungalows where we were all going to be staying. I remember going up to the Ski-Doo place. This guy's like working on the snowmobiles, getting them all in shape. And he took his hood off to say hi, and it was fucking Terry Kath, the Chicago guitar player, who was I was in awe of. I thought he was a great guitar player. So we would hang out, and then occasionally Carl Wilson of the Beach Boys would come up, and we'd hang out, and me and Carl spent a couple of really fun evenings. But yeah, that was an amazing trip, going to somewhere other than the chateau for one, and it was obvious when we went there. It was in America. It was going to be a good studio. One of the funniest things, actually, because it was Ray Cooper's first album with us, first proper album. He just joined us. We were in the control room, but Ray was went behind the console while we were all chatting away with this guy called Frank, or as we used to call him, Flank, from Wood Green in London. But Flank was just one of those typical, you know, studio boffins with hair sticking up, one bit sticking up here, and the collar of his shirt outside his tie. So Ray walked behind the desk and tripped over the snake, all the wires that connected, you know, the desk to the mother. And Frank started screaming, "Oh, what have you done?" You know, and he started pulling his hair out. The thing is, you could actually hear the hair coming out of the roots. I thought, fuck, this guy really is pulling his hair out. And we got it sorted out. It was like the studio was down for a day, but you know, we got it sorted out. But I never forget that. We had a lot of fun, and we just set up and started doing things the way we always did it. The only difference was we'd be, you know, have to pad up with parkas and boots and shit to get to the studio from our little cabins. The cabins were beautiful, you know, all pine wood and fireplaces. We'd have to chop our own wood and shit. That was kind of all fun. It was all part of the deal.
Was that the Brian Wilson
story? A highly fucking infamous studio date. It was on Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, but on the background session for that, Gus was very proud because he said, "I've got the Beach Boys, I've got the Captain and Tennille," and we're going, "Well, who are they?" You know, we had no idea who they were, no idea. I think it was like Brian Wilson, Carl, Bruce Johnston. But I remember going in there to check out what was happening and how it was going. And Brian Wilson was running out as I was walking in. And he had like a dark blue anorak on. And he looked like a homeless person. And he was just saying, "They don't understand me, they don't understand me." He was going through a rough time, poor chap. It seemed like all of LA was going through a rough time. I remember it was one of my first experiences of LA, and I just thought, what a weird place this is. I could never live here.